What price? The words left my lips before I had time to think, a raw, desperate gasp. Forever. The word was both a death sentence and a promise of salvation. Forever with a terrifying, impossible stranger was infinitely better than the 2 seconds of oblivion that remained. His grip on my hand tightened, the heat intensifying until it felt like it was branding me not just on my skin, but on the very essence of my being. To save your life, I must anchor it to something that cannot die, he explained, his silver eyes boring into mine, demanding my complete attention, my absolute understanding as the world tore itself apart around us. I am a reaper. My title is a misnomer in your tongue. I do not take lives. I merely guide them when their time is complete. My existence is bound by rules more ancient than your mountains. To interfere to save one soul from its fated end requires a balancing of the scales. An exchange of cosmic weight. The cabin around us began to peel away like old parchment, the metal groaning as it was ripped apart by the sheer force of the fall. I could see the churning clouds, feel the whip of the wind. You would be tethered to me, he continued, his voice steady amid the chaos. A piece of your life force, your vibrant mortality, woven into my timeless essence. It would make me an anomaly, a reaper with a mortal anchor, a flaw in the grand design. And you? His gaze softened for a fraction of a second, a flicker of something akin to pity. You would live, but you would never again be entirely of your world. You would see the shades of the departed, feel the cold touch of endings before they arrive, and be irrevocably bound to the entity responsible for guiding them. He was offering me a gilded prison to save me from an open grave. Before I could process the terrifying weight of his offer, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew heavy, thick with a palpable malevolence that was colder than any death, a chill that sank into my bones. A shadow detached itself from the buckling floor of the plane, coalescing into a formless, writhing mass of darkness, a thing of torn voids and silent screams. It had no eyes, but I felt its ravenous, parasitic hunger fixate on me. "What is that?" I gasped, my voice trembling. In a fluid, protective motion, he was on his feet, pulling me behind his larger frame. Tired demeanor had changed. The weary guide was gone, replaced by a formidable, celestial warrior. His name, I realized, must be Kale, the name I had seen on a manifest in a dream last night. "A carrion feeder," he snarled, his voice a low growl of pure loathing. "Drawn to the disruption, to a soul that burns too bright and refuses its fate. It thinks you are an easy meal." The shadow lunged, not with physical speed, but with a terrifying surge of energy that made my teeth ache and my vision swim. Kale threw out his free hand, and a wall of incandescent silver light erupted from his palm, slamming into the creature and throwing it back with a soundless concussion. The fight was violent and silent, a war of pure will and energy. The shadow lashed out again and again, its tendrils of nothingness seeking to devour the light. Each time Kale repelled it, the silver light from his hand seemed to flicker and dim. He was weakening, pouring his essence into protecting me. The creature sensed it. It coiled its shifting form, gathering its power, and lunged not at Kale but directly at me. Kale spun, his body a shield, but the effort cost him. He staggered, a pained grunt escaping his lips as a shadowy tendril grazed his arm, leaving a smoking black tear in his jacket. "It is too strong here in the heart of this much death," he gritted out, his silver eyes locking with mine, filled with a desperate, burning urgency. "Your choice, Alara, make your choice now, or we will both be consumed."
Want to keep the flame ignited without having to wait for the next part? You can find the full, tantalizing tale on our main page. See the link in the description.